South Texas, the brush country, the birthplace of deer management. This week we're going to be at the Novillos Ranch, our home away from home. I've got Bobby Kagans with me, the master gunsmith at McWhorter Custom Rifles. He's going to be joining me for the very first time. We're going after some great looking deer. We're all excited. It's late December, the thick of the rut. It's going to be a great hunt.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents.
This week on Precision Hunting TV, we're going to be at the famed Novillos Ranch. You've seen us hunt there for years and years, and this week I'm down there with Bobby Kagans, the master gunsmith from McWhorter Rifles. He's joining me. You saw him a few weeks ago take a number of great deer. Well, this week it's my turn. I'm behind my McWhorter 6.5 PRC. We're going to have a great hunt.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, McMillan Fiberglass Stocks, Swarovski Optique, Hornady Ammunition, and Borden Accuracy.
The Novillos Ranch. You've seen us hunt this place a number of years. This is probably my 15th year hunting this ranch. It used to be a commercial operation, now it's all private. Mr. Jackie Scoggins is gracious enough to invite us down each year. You've seen me take some incredible deer in the past on this ranch. In fact, my largest free-range buck to date, 176 and 2/8, just an incredible deer I shot on the pipeline blind a number of years ago. Lamar was there with me. We had a great hunt and I was so excited. That's an understatement. So for this hunt, I was going to be bringing along my brand new McWhorter 6.5 PRC. I was also lucky enough to have the master gunsmith that chambered this rifle there along with me, and he was going to be able to tell us all about it. So we're down here in deep South Texas at the Novillos Ranch, and we are here right before Christmas to do some whitetail hunting. And I've got a brand new McWhorter 6.5 PRC with me. Bobby Kagans, master gunsmith at McWhorter Custom Rifles, also a champion PRS shooter. And why don't you tell us about the 6.5 PRC and why it's so popular right now?
Seth, the 6.5 PRC is pretty popular, riding on the coattails of the 6.5 Creedmoor. It's very similar to the 6.5 Creedmoor, just in a Magnum sized body. So it's a short action cartridge, offers a good bit more horsepower than the 6.5 Creedmoor. Great factory ammunition available for it from multiple different manufacturers, high BC bullets, and they just really kill whitetails with authority. Lightweight rifle that's manageable, easy to handle, and just doesn't beat you up when you shoot it.
The perfect whitetail gun, right?
Absolutely.
So is this one, would you say this is one of the most popular chamberings that you guys are doing right now?
Yes, without question. This year we've probably built more 6.5 PRCs than any other rifle.
I have this one load developed to shoot the 143 grain Hornady ELDX, and it is absolutely one of the most accurate rifles I've ever shot. So tell me why it shoots this bullet so well.
The engineers at Hornady kind of designed this cartridge around some of the hybrid profile bullets that they currently produce, and it's really getting kind of popular with projectile manufacturers in the industry. It's an ogive that's jump friendly and easy to load and tune for, so it kind of fits in a larger variety of rifles.
Well, how about we just rolled into camp, we're going to hunt tomorrow. How about we check my 0 to 100, and then we got 500, we've got 800, we got 1,000. Let's just see what we can do.
Sounds good.
All right.
impact.
All right. I'll take that. So on the Novillos, there are a number of blinds that everyone knows by heart. One in particular is called the Sand Hill. It's a wagon wheel design. You're up on this kind of sand hill, the top of this area, and you got these senderos that are about 400 or 500 yards looking all these different directions. We decided that's where we're going for our very first morning sit. So the Novillos Ranch has a really high deer density. This ranch is what's called MLD managed. That means the state of Texas tells Mr. Jackie exactly how many bucks and does that he needs to shoot. So with the MLD managed property, you have from October 1 till the end of February to fill those tags. And he had a number of buck tags and a number of doe tags that he needed to fill. So we were real happy to oblige.
This segment is brought to you by Board & Accuracy, makers of the most accurate custom hunting actions on the market. Manufactured in the USA to true bench rest tolerances. Board & Accuracy equals success.
So our first morning, we have deer all over us, just like you would expect on the Novillos Ranch. We're looking for management bucks. We're also looking for some big healthy does. But we decided the first morning out, we're not going to try to shoot any does. The morning starts to wear on, and down one of the senderos, we saw this big mature buck step out, and he turned and he looked at the camera, and he had one big side, and this other side of his rack looked like it was like a bulb and a couple of points that went straight up. We knew he had a big mature body, and Ricky, my guide, he looked at him, he said, that's one that we need to shoot. So it took me no time. I got the 6.5 PRC up and out the window. Now he was about 300 plus yards, but he was working his way towards us, and he was in, he was out. He got settled and he turned sideways, and next thing you know, boom, he's out of the sendero. I had the gun up though, and I had high hopes. I'm hoping he was going to step back out and take another bite. It wasn't just a few minutes later, and I heard Ricky, there he is, there he is.
You ready? Yeah. Great shot, buddy. Awesome. That's a nice deer.
Oh, that's a beautiful, unique, big old mature buck. You know it? So I had this great, huge looking buck on the ground. Bobby comes over and joins us. He had also taken a nice cull that morning. We had two great deer down the very first morning of the hunt. Great morning here on the Novillos Ranch. We saw a lot of deer. It was kind of rainy starting out, and saw a couple of good management bucks. And about 10 o'clock in the morning, we started thinking about going in. Not too long after, we looked down the sendero, and very end, out walked this big old mature buck. We first studied him, we thought he had broken his main beam, and we looked closer and we could tell that something wasn't quite right. This side was much higher than it needed to be. He came up to about 275 yards, and we decided that he was just a big old mature deer that we needed to take out of the herd. Had some deformity in his antler growth, and as soon as we decided that, he walked up and went right in the brush, and I thought he was gone, but he turned right back around and came out, walked up towards us about 260 yards or so, and he was coring on, stopped for just 2 seconds too long, and the McWhorter 6.5 PRC just absolutely dropped him. He did not take a step. I absolutely love this gun. It's my brand new one for the season. Makes my third buck with it, and it just bang flops them. So this time of year at the Novillos, there's going to be deer activity all day, in and out, everywhere. We decided Midday, we're gonna go over to a blind called the North Blind. I've had a lot of success there in the past. In fact, the year before and the year before, I had taken 2 great bucks out of the same sendero. Well, we get settled in and we're not there very long. We had a couple of deer in front of us, and out walks this old red looking colored coyote. He walks out in the sendero and he's walking straight towards us. And on a ranch like this, we're on a management hunt. I got the gun out the window and I decided it was time for this coyote to take his last step.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Rack 'em Up Roasted Feeds, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Surge Pro by Biofac Crop Care, Armageddon Gear, Gun Foam, Metal Spinning Targets, and Mesquite Creek Taxidermy.
I got the gun out the window and I decided it was time for this coyote to take his last step.
So sometimes herd management means shooting coyotes at 350 yards.
350 yards, McWhorter 6.5 PRC. Absolutely rocked him. 0 steps, but pretty, looks like a good looking male. Some dark color to him. Fun times down here at the Novillos Ranch.
Welcome back, folks. This week we're going to talk about Hornady 4DOF software. This is another great ballistic solver app that you can download on your phone or smart tablet. So some of the unique features of the 4DOF software is it's not a BC based solver. It actually uses 427 different points about the bullet. One of the things that it's important to note is that a bullet shot from my rifle might not have the same trajectory path as a bullet shot from your rifle, even though they're the same caliber and same load. The bore, the mechanical effects of the barrel, how it was machined, a lot of different things, how dirty the rifle is, can have effects on the bullet path. So the 4DOF software uses several different factors in determining a ballistic solving solution for your shooting. So some of the things that you'll notice about the 4DOF software is it has a very user-friendly interface. Now, there are a bunch of questions that you have to answer, and Hornady has a great resource on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com and search Hornady 4DOF, it's going to bring that up. So the 4DOF stands for 4 Degrees of Freedom. And that sounds like a real patriotic name that Hornady chose to use for their ballistic solver, but it's actually a terminology used in physics for the 4 different systems of measurements and their application to trajectory. So when you go in, you can set up and save all kinds of things. There's a user login that you can create, so you can have it on multiple different devices. You can share it to a friend. If your battery dies, you can use someone else's device, log into your account, and all of your information is going to be in there. So that's a really cool feature. So other great things, the HUD has got lots of information there. Your phone will pull up latitude for you using your GPS to input into the software. You can link it to a Kestrel, but it has all of your barometrics up at the top. It'll show you your altitude, your temperature, your humidity, your pressure, wind speed, wind direction. Everything is right there, right where you can see it all the time. You can update through the weather apps in your phone or connect it to your Kestrel link and pull your weather information straight from your Kestrel to the phone. Another thing that's great about the 4DOF software is Hornady has done a lot of research and development on temperature stability with powders. So when you go in and create your custom load, you've got all your information in there. They also allow you to pull your powder from a drop-down list, and they've already done the research to determine what kind of temperature sensitivity that powder has per degree in feet per second. So the Hornady 4DOF software is just another great piece of kit to have in your tool bag. Check it out, download it on your phone or app, and that's your true precision tip brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by McWhorter True Precision Long Range Hunting and Shooting School, Tacticam, Leo Photo USA, Sig Sauer, Trigger Tech, Brux Barrels, and Hawkins Precision. This segment is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue.
So it's day 2 of our hunt and it's slow. We had a pretty action-packed hunt the day before. I took a great buck in the morning, Bobby took a cull, and then that evening he took a really great looking deer as well. There's a lot of activity on the ranch, human activity, and the next day was a bit slower. That morning hunt was really slow, not a lot of things happening, but that afternoon we decided we're going to get up and go to the house blinds, another famous blind that's got a lot of deer activity. I haven't sat this blind in several years, so I thought, let's change our luck, let's go to the house blind and see what happens. So this blind change was everything that we needed it to be. We got settled in the blind and we weren't there long, and we had deer all over us and outwalked this absolutely beautiful, perfect, symmetrical 10-point. He was in, he was out, he was in, he was out. We're looking at him, we're judging him, and Ricky says, that's a good deer to shoot. Took me no time to get that window open and the 6.5 PRC out and on the sandbag.
Oh man, he dropped in his tracks. What a buck. Man, he was a big mature deer. Ricky, give 5, buddy. He is not going anywhere. What a great afternoon here on the Novillos Ranch. Got that high shoulder shot and he just jumped in his tracks. And a beautiful, big old pretty, clean 10-point mature South Texas whitetail. I will do it as long as I'm able to make the trip, but I absolutely love it. So another great hunt here on the Novillos Ranch. So it's the last morning of the hunt. I'm gonna go back to the house blind because we saw so many does, and we also saw a number of deer that would be identified as cull bucks that we need to remove from the herd. And we're gonna go out and try to do some herd management. That's one of the things about the Novillos. We've got to remove these mounts from the herd. So that was our plan for the last morning of the hunt. So as we're sitting, we look down this one sendero and out walks this absolutely beautiful, perfect 6x6 12-point. So on the Novillos, that deer's not gonna get shot. He's gonna live a ripe old age and he's gonna breed as much as he can. But behind him, not far behind him, out walks this basket rack looking 10-point with short G4s. And he had the same body size, the same age class as that big pretty 12-point. And Ricky says, that's the deer that we need to remove from the herd. And when you see it, you fully understand those deer are about the same age. He needs to go. So I got my 6.5 PRC out the window. I got settled in. So all I needed was for him to turn broadside.
So we had a big 12 out there. I know it's hard for people to watch and see us pass up a monster 12-point like that. It's in the same view as a deer that was probably the same age and much, much smaller, right? And that's what herd management's all about. That's what we're here doing. We're looking for deer like that, so that 12 can breed all those does that were out there.
Nice deer.
Nice, pretty buck. I know a lot of people don't understand the word management buck. Well, it's not, we're saying it's a bad deer. We're just saying you're managing the herd for trophy deer. And we saw that today. It was a classic example of seeing that monster 12 point out there that you want to do all the breeding, and then this is the one to shoot. And we put the McWhorter to work. So Novillos Ranch, deep South Texas, just absolutely fun.
Once again, the Novillos Ranch delivers. A big thank you to Mr. Jackie Scoggins and his family for having us out to hunt. This is an absolutely beautiful, historic ranch. This part of South Texas is where deer management started. It was where it was born years ago. And to be able to hunt such a famous, historic ranch is something special. Thank you, Mr. Jackie, for having us out. We had an incredible time.